Cleaners at a shopping centre in Kent are being offered...
Gear change.
Just a slight one. Cleaners at a shopping centre in Kent are being offered stab vests as part of their uniforms.
Yes, this comes as staff at Boots and Greggs have also been given body cameras and panic buttons.
Well, these measures have been taken due to a surge of attacks on workers in the retail industry.
This is truly shocking. Joining us is former Met Police detective Peter Bleksley. I mean, to hear the headlines that even cleaners now at shopping centres are being offered stab vests to presumably avoid attack. Well, not to avoid attack, but if they are attacked, to save their lives. What have we come to?
Exactly. That's the question, isn't it? That this whole story begs. What has this once great nation come to? How much of a threat is a cleaner going to be to anybody as they tidy up the mess that lazy others leave behind? It is truly astonishing. But of course, it's just a progression. And this really, the rot with regards to retail crime started around about 2014 when the Police Crime Sentencing and Courts Bill got passed. And in that bill was a bit that said any shoplifting under £250 could not go to the higher court. In other words, could not go to the Crown Court. So what the police then decided to interpret that as was basically, well, any shoplifting beneath £250 we won't really worry about. And consequently, there has been a drip, drip, drip of a lack of kind of authority on the streets, a lack of respect for shopkeepers, and a consequent huge, enormous increase in shoplifting and assaults on retail staff.
Peter, that's appalling. Do you blame the politicians for writing this legislation? Although I suppose the bill didn't say don't prosecute this, it just said don't do it in this particular court, do it in lower courts. Is it the problem of the politicians who passed that or the police who interpreted it?
Primarily, I blame the police. They, of course, will say, well, this came in the midst of the decade of austerity and we had huge cuts to police numbers and we had to deploy our resources elsewhere. Well, do you know what? You reap what you sow. If you leave what some may regard as minor crimes, and believe you me, shoplifting is not a minor crime if you're a one-man, one-person band trying to run that local retail outlet. It is not a minor crime. When you turn your backs on that, when you turn your backs on the shopkeepers, whether they be corner shop or multinational corporation, this is what you get. Increased lawlessness. And it goes way beyond shoplifting now because the police have surrendered the streets. And consequently, the criminals are in charge and this and other violent crime is on the increase.
Yeah, as you say, because of this, whether you're a cleaner, a bus driver, a shopkeeper, any job really, you can potentially be at risk if you're out with the public.
Undoubtedly, we're all a bit more at risk now because policing abandoned the streets. I've given you their excuses earlier on, but now is a different landscape. Yes, there are still problems with retaining police officers and recruiting them, but now surely has to be the time when policing, in one way or another, decides that it will regain the streets for the benefit of us all.